Good morning, everybody. This is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise. The health food store is located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road. That's about 3 blocks west of Ryan, between Ryan and DeQuinter. But some people say we're between Taco Bell and Long John Silver. It still has a little chuckle to it. Merry Christmas to everybody. I just wanted to get that out. And I'm happy that a lot of folks are saying Merry Christmas rather than Happy Holidays. and they just got the nerve to recognize Christ and rather than the X Mars, like X and Christ out. And it's Merry Christmas. There's a reason for the season. Um, Even though we heard of all kind of stories that Jesus Christ was really born during harvest time, which would be September, and he wasn't even here, but he was. But he had to be, or is, one of the phenomenal figures because they changed the date. The date is based on his birthday. I mean, they went from before Christ to, that's called BC to, I guess, to AD, based on his birthday. And no other figure in the history of mankind for the last 5,000 years that I know of that they have done that for. To me, it's quite amazing that that significant figure would come here to free us from this bondage. And God has not forsaken us. He has given this free will. And one of the things that's phenomenal with people is that people love helping people. And some people say that's programmed into us. Some people just love it. I know I do. And it's like being a brother's keeper. I just look at it as we come through our parents, but God created us. And you can call it God, you can call it Raj, you can call it Allah, uh, Buddha, the universe, creator, source. It's God has so many names. And I just want to thank him for sending Jesus here, um, and just waking us up, and all those who it takes the nerve to follow Jesus. And it wasn't popular then, and 2,000 years later, it still ain't popular. But it's the most exciting path to take. It's the path that's not been taken by others. And it takes a lot of nerve, but to me, it's most exciting. And so you just want to just enjoy it. Another announcement I wanted to make, which I want to make sure I did this, is the water station. Kiefer's water station over on Woodward, between 6 and 7 Mile. They back open for limited hours from 10 to 4, Monday through Saturday. So folks don't have to um, go get some bogus water. They can get some good water. Not as good as ours, but it's still good water over on Woodward at the water station. And we always supported one another because we always say there's enough room for 10 more health food stores in the city. As much as they are, slowly poisoning people with the air and the water and the food and the poisons that's in clothes. I ran across this report that the clove industry is the second most uh, toxic industry, as far as poisoning people, you know. And it's interesting when you buy clothes, if you get something made in the United States, actually that could be a good sign, especially if it's cotton, because of the laws in the United States about the clothing. It's so strict. Just the poison level is just way down. But so a lot of manufacturers, major players, they import their clothes because the restrictions are real limited for the import. so they can put all the poisons and things in their clothes. So what we have done over the years at Healthwise is to come up with solutions to counteract what they're doing. So one of the things about the clothes is getting a steamer, and I've seen them from $35 to $300. But you can put your acidic water, that we have at Healthwise, and same thing. I could say you can get free or give a $2 donation, $3, $5 donation, whatever you want, and bring your containers and put your acidic water in there. You steam your clothes with it. You neutralize or kill a lot of these pesticides and herbicides and nitrates and nitrites and all the other chemicals that they put in manufacturing your clothes. Now, some places even say you wash your clothes before you wear them. Um, and we have this product called Oxy. Um, it has oxygen in it, um, that helps to kill a lot of the causes of diseases. You know, um, use oxygen a lot because it's so effective and it's so available. Just breathing through your nose, breathing in and out through your nose is so powerful as far as enhancing your health. You know, it's like doing that exercise, deep breathing exercise helps to relax, um, which is so important when we're dealing with stress. And the only people that's not dealing with stress is those that's 6 feet under and coming up with ways to deal with that. Today's subject matter, you know, oh, one more thing. I want to go out to give the kudos to McDonald's because they finally listened to what George Washington Carver talked about, rotating crops and letting the crops rest and not just growing cotton and what's the other, corn. You got to grow other crops. Okay, they got pilot tests that they doing now because they realize that the models they've gotten, that if they keep on doing this, they won't have land to grow uh, grass to feed the cows for their hamburgers. They running out of land, so they got to do what George Washington Carver told them. What, 70 years, 80 years ago, 90 years ago? Okay, you got to nourish the soil. You got to let the soil rest. You got to grow other things besides soy and corn. Okay, and they got a test program, and from all indications, it is working. Of course, we've been using that for hundreds of years on this planet. Come on now. George Washington Carver just provided the science behind it. But that's what we've been doing. And they finally coming back around, which means less toxins into the soil, less toxins into the water. And by being McDonald's being a world leader, other uh, companies gonna follow behind, and it ends up help with the cleaning up our air, cleaning up our water, cleaning up our soil, and hopefully cleaning up our food. So kudos to McDonald's for doing that, even though I think they were forced to do it, but they still did it. Now, here, are you ready for the darkest day of the year? That was, December the 20th. And Dick Gregory used to talk about, that's what they talk about, rising the sun for those 3 days because they're the darkest day. And then on the 25th is when we started with, um, which is Jesus' birthday, which is what, during the solstice is when it starts, when the days start getting longer again, all the way until June 6th, when we had the longest day and the shortest night. Well, right now we got the um, shortest day and the longest night. With that, we get the less amount of vitamin D. Well, hey, living in Detroit, Michigan, the northern hemisphere, you get a whole lot less of vitamin D. Good God. Um, I just remember I left something in the car, thinking about the vitamin D. I have the prize. So somewhere around, um, I guess at the half hour, I'm gonna run to the car and get this package because we have a winner. I'm gonna pick out, maybe I had an engineer pick out a winner to give a prize away, and that prize is going to involve, of course, a bag of popcorn. But this other product that we use to neutralize the poisons that's in the water that we took up to Flint, they use in China to neutralize radiation that was in their water about 16 something years ago, 16 plus years ago. And we've been having phenomenal results. Several people swear by it when their children have autism that it helps make their child more normal. Mercer has been turned around. Stage 4 breast cancer has been turned around. Just stories I hear over and over again from this Aquaman boost. So we're going to give it away today, along with, of course, a bag of popcorn. And it was something else in that bag. When I go to the car and get it, and we can pull it out, the engineer could pick out a winner. Okay. Um, I just want to thank the volunteers at Healthwise because they reminded me to, hey, it's time to give away a prize. It's Christmas time, so I love giving anyway. Um, so, like I said, in about 10 minutes, we'll have a little break and run to the car and get that and figure out the winner. And um, but the vitamin D, the short part of it is that it is so important for over 2,000 causes of diseases in the body. Over 2,000. Just the vitamin D3. I call it the big four, which is the vitamin D3, about 10,000 IUs of that. And in this article from Dr. McCullough, he talks about 96. So, 10,000, 9,600, it gives you enough to help protect you against just thousands of diseases. The other key thing is vitamin K2. Now, I've heard different stories from 200 micromilligrams of that a day to what this article said, 1 to 200 micromilligrams per 1,000 of vitamin D3 that you take. The vitamin D3 and the vitamin K2, they work synergistically with calcium, 2,000 milligrams of calcium and 1,000 milligrams of magnesium. I call it the big four. Again, 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3, anywhere from 200 to 1,000 micromilligrams of vitamin K2, 2,000 milligrams of calcium, and 1,000 milligrams of magnesium. That big four helps in over thousands of conditions in the body. And because it's a whole lot easier to prevent a disease rather than get it and then try to get rid of it. And since with all these poisons that's in the air and the water and the food and the clothes, more and more people, so don't forget about the tampons and the pads. Ooh, good God, the poisons that they put in our bodies from those things. Well, that big four helps to neutralize some of those conditions. Actually, another key point is all diseases caused by lack of minerals and trace minerals. Okay, and that is key to getting um, anywhere from 600 to 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 milligrams of trace minerals every day to keep your immune system up high. A quick overview is December, January is an ideal time to test your vitamin D levels to establish your annual lows. For optimum health and disease prevention, a level between 60 and 80 neograms per milliliter appears to be the ideal level. Vitamin D3 levels below 20 milligrams per milliliter may cause your risk for depression by as much as 85% compared to having a vitamin D3 level greater than 30 uh, nanograms per milliliter. Recent research suggests women with a vitamin D3 level below 60 milligrams per milliliter have a 80% lower risk of breast cancer than those with levels below 20 milligrams per milliliter. Vitamin D3 sufficiency may also lower your risk of type 2 diabetes by 60%. People with a medium vitamin D level of 41 have a diabetes rate of 3.7 per thousand, while those with a medium serum levels of 22 have a diabetes rate of 9.3 per thousand. So just raising your levels, you reduce your chances of type 2 diabetes. While up to 59% of preterm births, which are responsible for 28% of newborn deaths during the first month of life, could be prevented simply by raising the pregnant woman's vitamin D levels to at least 40 milligrams per milliliter. That's so key. Um, Sean, can we have a little 5 minute break while I go to the car and get this gift? Because I don't want to forget it because the time goes so fast. I'll be right back, y'all. We're back. So I still need you, Sean, to close your eyes, and we got a list here of people that's listed. I need you to pick one out the list and be the winner. Okay. All right. So the winner is dun 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 Rainer, which lives in Rutford, and it looked like it's Ruth Rainer. Okay. I'm not gonna give her phone number out, but the last four numbers is, of course, 8957. So we'll be contacting you um, either by email and or telephone. Now, what did she win? Okay, this is famous organic herbal popcorn. That's a lot of folks call it the coffin corn because it got that cayenne pepper in it. Okay, that red pepper. Now, put that in there, speeds up the metabolism rate, which rates your body burns up fats. But it also opened up the nasal passages so people can breathe. And a lot of folks get colds during this time of year, so they come get that so that they can breathe. And it's rich in B vitamins, which help feed the nervous system. In dealing with stress, B vitamins are so important to keep you cool, calm, and collected. It's also got the trace minerals in it, which is what your body takes to take the trace minerals to make enzymes, and enzymes eat up the parasites' eggs that cause the diseases. That's how God protected us for years because we have minerals and trace minerals in our soil when we grew our food. And it tastes like butter. It's no butter. And it's a good source of fiber for the colon. And it's cooked in coconut oil, which is known to reverse dementia with Dr. Mary Newport's husband, and a whole host of other different conditions like acid reflux, etc. Um, all that is in the popcorn, which we're giving away to Miss Raina. and also the Aquaman Boost, which is what we took up to Flint, and it neutralized the poisons that was in people's bodies from that poisonous water. They say it's in Flint, but it's in Detroit. It's all over the country, to tell you the truth. Okay, but the scientist, he was given a task to neutralize the radiation that was in Japan's water, and he did that with this Aquaman Boost. And then the third thing is the silver water spray that people get the silver water and then they put into these bottles and they end up spraying in their eyes, okay, and have great results. Reports we've had from glaucoma and cataracts to floaters to pink eye and red eyes and stars in the eyes. Just the numerous conditions, just improving the vision just by, and all cold starts in the eyes. I know my grandsons used to always get cold, and they started doing this. Um, they haven't caught a cold in what now 4 years. When I first found out that they was catching colds, and people sprays it up their nose. Uh-huh. 2 times on that side, 2 times on that side, and take a real deep breath. Excuse me. As gross as that sound. Uh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, got me going now. But it gets into ideas of getting into your throat, into the esophagus, into your lungs, and people have done that and was able to breathe better. They stopped their coughing. This guy at the bank, he used to have asthma with the apparatus and spraying all the time. That was over 18 months ago. He don't even know what apparatus is. He just shocked that he had asthma for 18 years in this little $4 bottle that, no more breathing problems. It's amazing. Um, and people sprayed in the ear for the vertigo with a rumor spinning. So we have a report to talk about some of the 600 or 700 diseases that silver water been reported to help folks out with. Um, and it's also got oxygen in it. And also report here about the Aquaman Boost and its many uses as far as boosting the system up. Where a lady we've been reported to get rid of stage 4 breast cancer by using Aquaman Boost. So those three things, it was given to Miss Ruth, and congratulate on her. So we stopped by Healthwise. We have these slips that you can fill out for a monthly drawing. And I'm thinking one more thing. We have these oils that's really, really, really nice. Perfume oils you put on because the oils you can put on your skin. And then the oil from your skin, the fragrance from your skin, but that oil gives it a unique flavor. So we're gonna add that to the pot too as a Christmas gift. Okay, so um, move this over here and get back to this vitamin D deficiency, um, and the things that we can do. Okay, wintertime is commonly a time when darker moods tend to creep in. Phenomena linked to a decline in sunlight. Seasonal. Yes, Carly, got a question or comment?
Yes, I can barely hear you, but I wanted to know, do you have peppermint oil?
Yes, we do.
Hello?
Yes, we do have peppermint oil.
Okay.
Okay, we got.
Okay, thank you.
You
I'll
welcome,
be
man.
there. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Um, okay, here she hung up. All right. As a matter of fact, I know we got a half ounce, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, and 4 ounces because it's very, very popular, the peppermint oil. Back to the vitamin D3. Um, seasonal activity disorder, SAD. We usually refer to SAD as standard American diet. Here they're talking about seasonal affective disorder. Affects an estimated 6% of the U.S. population, while a milder form known as winter blues affect about 14%. as noted by Evening Standards. According to the DSM, Diagnosis and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder, people who have SAD are excessively fatigued, lose interest in their hobbies, tend to crave more starches and sweets, and may gain seasonal weight, and have difficulty concentrating during darker months. That said, longer, darker days tend to influence the behavior of most people, even if you don't feel outright depressed and depleted. This is because your health and mood are actually intrinsically tied to exposure to sunlight, even irrespective of vitamin D. For example, your serotonin levels, a hormone associated with mood elevation, rises when you're exposed to bright lights. Your melatonin level also inversely rises and falls with light and darkness. When it's dark, your melatonin levels increases, which is why you may feel tired when the sun starts to set in the heart of winter. This may be as early as 4 p.m. Full spectrum light therapy, which mimics the natural light from the sun, has been shown to be an effective remedy for SAD and may even be preferable for major depression. That's the lights bulbs that have this full
Hi.
spectrum, all the colors of the
Hello.
lights. Yes, Carl,
Can
you
you hear
got a
me?
question or comment?
Okay, because I can barely hear you. I just want to call and say thank you so much. Uh, the um, the aid cream, aloe vera, it worked like a charm. I've only used it from maybe Sunday till this date, and he's already healing. And he went to the doctor, and he's able to start going back to school Tuesday, Locaine. He's
Yes.
going back to school Tuesday, and I had cut my finger cutting the orange, and I used the first aid cream that I got from you, and in 2 days, no more pain. I can hit it with water, I can hit it with sanitizer, no more pain. So thank you so much, and I'm definitely going to keep you in my library. Thank
Well,
you so much.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that testimony. Appreciate that. Oh man, it's nothing like testimonies. I just love it. All praises go to God. I was just thanking God for just uh, give me the wisdom to see what I see, and the avenue to share it with my brothers and sisters. Back to vitamin D3. Supplementation can be quite helpful for depression and or the winter blues. If your vitamin D is deficient, which is vast majority are are at this time of the year, research shows having vitamin D levels below 20 milligrams per milliliter may raise your risk for depression by as much as 85% compared to having vitamin D levels greater than 30 milligrams per milliliter. The ones we have at Healthwise, it's like 20 cents a pill or 40 cents a day dealing with depression and these other. There's, there's a long list of diseases that is people have reported and scientific research have reported that vitamin D has prevented and helped even when they have cancer and things like that. Uh, 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. Oprah did a study with her scientists, and they had people taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D per day, and there was no harmful side effects. Now, the government, I think their levels is real low. It's like 400 for children and 800 for adults. 10,000 is what takes you up to at least to 60 milligrams per milliliter. Okay. Have you checked the vitamin D levels lately? My recommendation for Dr. McCullough is to get your vitamin D levels tested twice a year when your levels are like to be lowest, which is in the midwinter, and in the highest, which is midsummer. This is particularly important if you're pregnant or planning pregnancy, if you have cancer. That means right about now is a good time to get your levels checked to identify your low points based on research done and data collected by Grassroots Health. Okay, Grassroots Health is saying that the 40 milligrams per milliliter is the cutoff point for sufficiency to prevent a wide range of diseases, including cancer. From optimum health into disease prevention, a level between 60 and 80 milligrams per level appears to be the ideal. The American Health Association claims 20 milligrams per milliliter is sufficient, but research suggests 20 is not even adequate for the prevention of osteomalacia, which is softening of the bones. As for doses, you need to take whatever dose required to get you to optimal range, with 40 milligrams per liter being the low end cutoff for the sufficiency. After reading this article, I had thought about raising mine up to 15 IUs per milliliter, to tell you the honest and goodness truth. Anyway, research suggests it will require 9,600 units, Oprah did 10,000, of vitamin D per day to get a majority, 97.5% of the population, to reach at least 40 milligrams per milliliter. That's almost 10,000. And ideal, you want to get to 80. So now it got me thinking maybe I need to boost mine up to 20 to 4 pills per day to get up to 80. If 10,000 gets you to 40, I'm thinking 20,000 to get you to 80, which is the ultimate. If you've been taking a certain amount of vitamin D for a number of months and retesting reveals you're still not within the optimal range, then you need to increase your doses. With time to continue testing, you'll find your individual sweet spot and have a good idea of how much you need to take to maintain a year-round level of somewhere between 40 to 60. Grassroots Health offers vitamin D testing at a great value through D asterisk action study, okay, and an online vitamin D calculator you can use to estimate your vitamin D doses once you know your current level. Now, D grassroothealth.com will give you the information. I think it's $65 to do a test twice a year. That's a whole lot cheaper than going to a doctor, because you just get the test done. You go to the doctor, it's $50 just to walk into the office. Then you do the test, is $60, or maybe more. The vitamin D status is strongly correlated with cancer risk. Now, vitamin D sufficiency lowers all cancer mortality and risk of diabetes. The importance of vitamin D during pregnancy. This is the part that got to me. Of the 184 countries United States rated 130 as far as preterm births out of 180. Now we spend more money than all those 183 countries combined, but we're getting the less bang for our bucks. These are babies that's dying because they're not giving the pregnant mamas enough vitamin D3. And not that's not the only thing, but in this article, since we zeroing in on vitamin D3, far as the babies, maintain vitamin D sufficiency is particularly important during pregnancy, since it is not just your own health that is at stake, but that of a child as well. Protecting the children now is a grassroots health campaign launched in 2015 to combat vitamin D deficiency among pregnant women worldwide. Research conducted through this project revealed up to 59% of preterm births, which are also responsible for 28% of new birth deaths during the first month of life, could be prevented simply by raising the pregnant woman's vitamin D level to at least 40 milligrams per milliliter, which is 10,000 IUs per day. Happy times, happy times. Preterm babies are also likely to suffer from health problems later on, including higher risks of ADHD, cerebral palsy, autism, asthma, intestinal problems, pneumonia, vision problems, hearing loss, dental problems. Vitamin D status during pregnancy can even influence your child's future risk of cardiovascular diseases. As of 2015, the U.S. had preterm birth rate of 9.6%, meaning nearly 1 in 10 babies were born prematurely. The U.S., while one of the most advanced countries in the world, we spend more money than anybody combined, ranked number 130 in preterm births out of 184 countries. This was in 2010. Protect Your Child Now. It's a cost-effective, reproducible program that protects children by ensuring pregnant women are vitamin D sufficient and can go a long ways towards improving the dismal or awful statistics among non-Caucasian women, among whose vitamin D deficiency is more commonly and prominent. The reduction in risk was even greater. 40 cents a day. In this group, the preterm rate prior to the start of the study was 18%. Those who achieve a vitamin D level of at least 40,000 milligrams per milliliter, which is the 10,000 IUs per day, by their second test had a 78% lower preterm rate, reducing the preterm rate to just 4% from 18%, from 40
Sure,
cents a day. Hello,
she's like,
caller.
hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me? I
Yes.
can barely hear you.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Uh, a quick question. What do you think when we're hearing horrible stories about organs? It's the third organ they found in the water reservoir on Jefferson in our water system. What do we do to protect ourselves? I know there's going to be water from you anyway. And this young lady was asking the question about vitamin D. Oh, she said you answered it already. Okay, just want to know what your thought is on organs being found in our water system on Jefferson, and I'll hang up.
Okay, great. Okay. In this package that we're giving away to uh, Miss Ruth, it's called Aquaman Boost. Aquaman Boost is a patent supercritical extraction process is the key to healing and purifying powers. Fast results in drinking purified, healthy water without contaminants. Hydrates approximately 10 times greater than untreated water. Energy, vitality, hydrate, and oxidate your bodies and cells. Works fast to help improve or remove up to 99.9% of chlorine, fluoride, uh, bacteria, viruses, uh, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, heavy metals such as mercury, lead, arsenic uh, um, in the water. A 90-day double-blind study, critical study that was did with Aquaman Boost was found to reduce accumulated lead, mercury, arsenic, harmful aluminum in the human body by an average of 82%. In addition to intercircular hydration was increased by 32%. Okay, so that's a report. I don't know where it came from. We get a lot of the underground reports. Okay, so there ain't no double blind studies and all that kind of stuff that's approved. Okay, you can wait for the approval if you want to. The Chinese scientists was given the task to neutralize the radiation that was in their water. While he was on vacation, he saw this tree growing out of this rock by the ocean. He said, how is that possible? Doing his research, underneath that layer of rock was a layer of trace minerals. That's where the tree was getting its nourishment from. He said, where else can I get these trace minerals? And he thought about volcanic ash. So he went around the world and found the volcanic ash that yields the highest amount of trace minerals. Developed this Aquaman Boost, took it back to China. It neutralized the radiation that was in their water and the radiation that was already in their bodies. Aquaman Boost. We were in Canada for about a year and a half now, and for the first time, about a month ago, we couldn't get none for about 3 weeks. This lady, two of them, got on my case because their son, who has autism, was acting normal and was going back to acting disruptive, etc., from autism. And she said this made a difference. I put it in everything. Everything I drink. If I have some soup, I usually put 5 to 10 drops in the soup. I have me some water, I put at least 5 drops per 8 ounces of water. So this is 32, so that'd be at least 20 drops. Okay. Um, we can give me a call at 600-8532. I'll share some more with you about the Aquaman Boost. Like I said, he took it up to Flint, and it neutralized the poisons that was in people's bodies and in people's water. And I said then, so they point out these black communities, Detroit, Flint, black folks live, the water's poisoned. But the key thing is they want to keep that black and white thing going. Oh, majority of the cities in this country got pipes that was laid down 80, 90, 100 years ago. And back then they started the pipes with lead. We've had people from the water department say these pipes been down for 100 years and they eroded, which is the water going through is dirt now. And all the toxins from that. It got all these drugs that people are taking. The water system can't deal with these drugs. Y'all come in boost can, based on research from that scientist. Probably a longer answer than you expected, but it's there. I'm thank you God for this pointing this out to me, because He know I'm gonna share it with you. Back to these babies and this vitamin D3, 40 cents a day. Aside from having the risk of preterm birth, vitamin D optimization also protects the mother by reducing the risk of, uh, now that's what I didn't look up, preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, and prenatal infections by approximately 50%. If you are currently 12 to 17 weeks pregnant, you can join the, the group Grassroot Health Pregnancy Study for free tests of your vitamin D levels from the comfort of your home. Grassroothealth.com is where you get all this information. If you're planning a pregnancy or are more than 17 weeks pregnant, you can take control of yours and your child's health by using the D-Action Test Kit. It's one of the most cost-efficient ways to monitor your vitamin D levels and status. Okay. Other health benefits of vitamin D, aside from what we already mentioned, depression, pregnancy, complications, and premature births, type 2 vitamin D, a variety of cancer, including breast cancer. Research shows higher vitamin D levels can help prevent and or treat dry eye symptoms, okay, for muscular degeneration, autoimmune diseases, okay, to me there's AIDS, including psoriasis, gastrointestinal diseases, infection diseases, and here they mention HIV, and including flu, inflammatory rheumatoid diseases such as arthritis, osteo, the softening of the bones, and hip fractures, neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's, epilepsy, lupus, hypertension, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and heart attacks, obstructive sleep apnea, falls, fractures, dental health, and more. Obesity, neurodegenerative diseases, including MS, all cause mortality rate. A mega analysis of 42 random controlled trials found that vitamin D3 sufficiently reduced mortality from all causes when taken for a minimum of 3 years. 40 cents a day. Wow, $12 a month. Huh. Now, the big four. Can't get into this much more, but interplay of vitamin D3, we mentioned 10,000 IUs a day, calcium, 2,000 milligrams a day, magnesium, 1,000 milligrams a day, and vitamin K2, at least 200 micromilligrams per day. We call it the big four. They work synergistically, which is like 3 plus 3 equals 7. You get more out of all of them when you take them together with a meal. That's very important. So, want to let you know, the water station got our popcorn, and the also is open from 10 to 4. Western Market got our popcorn, and got a Loving Life got our popcorn, and we got a new distributor of the popcorn. It's called Harbor Town, which is on East Jefferson, um, right near Mount Elliott, okay, downtown Detroit. So those right now as the places. Um, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I'll be back next week to wish you a Happy New Year. All right. Peace and love. Remember, get those 5 hugs a day, because that also promote healing. 5 hugs a day. We can do that. Peace and love.